Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well, and I've got a very special guest to preview the Chelsea game on Tuesday. Thank you so much, Troops, for coming on my channel today. How are you doing?
No problem, man. It's been long overdue. You get me? So let's get into this, man. How are you been?
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm just sad about Arsenal, but apart from that, I'm okay. But yeah, I'm glad to have you on. Like you said, it's long overdue, but I'm very happy to have you on. Obviously we were previewing the game on Tuesday, but I thought we could start about talking about Arsenal's season. Because I don't know about you, but I just feel like I need a bit of a rant about it all because it's a bit frustrating right now. But yeah, obviously we are like in second now, and you know it's looking likely that Man City will probably win the league. But how are you feeling right now about our season?
I think we've done well. No Arsenal fan would have expected us to be in this position now. Match week 33, and we're in the title race. You get me? So props to the players, but it's just it's a step too far this season. You get me? They got Terminator up there, and respectfully, when we miss like the drop from their first 11 to their bench, it's not that big a drop. That's where they kind of gain a little uppance on us, because the squad depth for them, the Terminator could be injured, Alvarez can go in and still do a job. They got De Bruyne, who's been quiet all season, then he comes to life when it matters. Earlier in the season, you had like Mahrez and all them doing their thing. So it was we all knew it was going to be hard to run them down or like even keep the lead, because we see that, the Liverpool team, which was a better team than our team at this moment in time, they even had trouble beating City. They only got on top of them once. So I'm very proud of what the players done. But yeah, it's to get this far and lose it is heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's just so hard, really, because like I wasn't really one that was dead confident about us winning the league. It took me to like I'll say about around now to actually believe, because in recent seasons we've sort of bottled it in a way. We've got so far and then we just failed, really. So it's hard to take, like it's hard to process, really, because I really believed we would do it, and it just hurts so much. But obviously we didn't expect to be in the position we are. None of us going into the season would have thought we would have like been challenging for the titles. I don't know about you, but I was thinking we do need top four, we need Champions League football. But like, say we do finish second, do you see that as like a successful season or not really?
I wouldn't see it as a success, because for me, a success, you have to have a trophy at the end of it. But I think it is major progress, because since he's been in the job, Arteta, he's had 8th and 5th. So yeah, this is a big jump. First time back in the Champions League for 7 years as well. So that's a good look. But I wouldn't say it was successful, because we don't lift nothing at the end of the season. So, but I think it is progress.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like you said, success is like winning things, whether that's like an FA Cup, whatever it is. So I don't really see it as that. But I kind of think it's a good season. It just really sucks how it's ending, because we've done so well, and it's really hard to take right now. But you know, it sort of is still possible that we can win the league. Do you have any hope at all, or are you just not? Are you not hopeful we'll do it? Because like Man City would have to drop points, and we'd have to win all of our games, and we have got like Newcastle coming up as well, Brighton, and they're doing good this season.
It's the run of games that we got coming up, and the run of form we're in, that doesn't really give me a lot of hope, or give me a lot of optimism. I mean, we conceded 3 goals at home to Southampton, so it's not looking good on the defensive side. Since Saliba's been out, that's really hurt us. You get me? No shade on Holding. Like, Holding's been getting a lot of for me, like a lot of the criticism Holding's been getting has been unwarranted. I think the City game, he was poor, but the whole team was poor. In the previous games to that, the West Ham game, he weren't at fault for any of the goals. Southampton, he weren't at fault for any of the goals. Liverpool, I think the Jota penalty was very harsh, because Jota goes down quickly. So, you know, even if a strong piece of wind hits him, he's gonna hit the deck. So I think it was a harsh decision. But Saliba, he's the one that, yeah, man. When he got injured, I started to worry. For me, like, I didn't say it on camera. I would say it like off camera to like my friends and whoever I'm like around on a daily basis. For me, from Liverpool, we lost the title. We lost the title at Anfield. For me, I don't think we lost it at West Ham. I don't think we lost it against Southampton at Emirates. I definitely don't think we lost it on Friday night at the Etihad. But that Anfield game for me was where we lost the league, because 85th minute, 2-1 up away from home, you have to see it out. You get me? You have to see that out, especially you're at Anfield. I think if we had won there, we beat West Ham, we beat Southampton, and then we probably don't get battered by Man City. We probably go up to the Etihad and maybe get a point. Because when you go to Anfield now, that's a big away ground. We've gone to Stamford Bridge in recent years and won. So us going there this season, I'm not really looking at nothing into it. If we went to Anfield and won, then I'd be like, all right, cool. This is different. Because we every time we go there, we don't even score. We're getting battered. And I think that was the moment that, because it was a trickle-down effect. Because even when we went up 2-0 against West Ham, you could see at 2-0 the nerves were there. You could see the players were nervy. They wasn't comfortable at 2-0. Do you understand? So for me, I think that's where we lost it.
Yeah, I think so. I think, like you said, that Liverpool game, we did so well to start off with, and I honestly thought we could have got a few more goals. And then, obviously, we allowed them into the game. And, yeah, I think for me, like, I think that game might have affected their confidence, because recently, this isn't the Arsenal we've seen all season. And, I mean, I do think Saliba has been a big loss. I think... Yeah, I like you said, Rob Holding, I think he does get a lot of like unfair criticism, but I think we know he's not really Saliba's level, but he's still done an okay job. I think he's done an all right job, but I just feel more safe with Saliba at the back, because I guess in the past Rob Holding has made mistakes that have costed us, and there's always that doubt in my mind, will it happen again? Because it has happened before. But yeah, I just think he's done good this season with... I don't think he's been perfect, but like, I just think you can only do like as much as you can. And I think for me, our problem, I noticed that I think it's in midfield as well, because Partey for me, I don't know why, but he's just not being as good as he usually is. Like, we keep losing the ball in midfield, giving it away, and yeah, we can't be doing that. But like, I feel like when it comes to Chelsea, like, surely we can't lose that game. Like, Chelsea can't even score this season. They have to get a deflected shot to score. Like, I'm just thinking, I know we can't lose to them, surely, troops.
Like, when I was chatting to them lot today, they were like, "Yo, we're not even gonna score a goal. Like, if you lot don't beat us, it's embarrassing."
That would be embarrassing.
Yeah, like that. If us not beating Chelsea could be a worse result than the Southampton draw, because but Chelsea are on their knees. They're literally just waiting to be finished off, and it's on us to go and finish them off. And from that, we can pick up confidence and start and try go on another little run, because we're like, I think Newcastle I think they're 10 points behind us, or is it 6 points? Let me check. I think they're like 9 points behind us, but they got a game in hand, and we have to play them. So that's where I'm like,
looking forward to playing them at all.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't want this form to affect us where we drop to third, because I think I like Man United, they ain't catching us. There's no way.
You better not catch us.
They got a couple games in hand.
End of it on social media if they did catch us.
If they catch us, I'm deactivating. All right, so we got a 10-point gap on Newcastle, but obviously we play tomorrow, so then they're gonna have a game in hand on us, and they play us after Chelsea. So we have to beat Chelsea, because going into the Newcastle game, if we were to come out of the Chelsea game with even a draw, that's gonna take more confidence away from the players, because if you can't beat piss poor Chelsea when they're on their knees, dying, you know what I mean? they're shocking right now. So if you get me, like it's embarrassing. Well, it's not embarrassing. Like for them,
No,
it's
it's
embarrassing.
actually,
For me, it's good.
funny for us,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. For us, it's good. But as like a Chelsea fan, you're watching them play. Like it's just embarrassing. That there's no effort. That there's no structure. There's no style of play. There's no cohesion. There's nothing. There's nothing at all. We're in a bad run of form. But when we get going, we're capable of playing Chelsea off the park. And it's just we have to keep Arsenal, I beg you, don't concede early again, bruv. Please don't. Because if we concede early, like I don't know if we can. Yeah, like I don't know if that will take its toll on the players. Like we're down again. Like we've been conceding goals very, very early in the last maybe month and a half. And I think the first 20 minutes in that game could like be the most important out of the whole game. Because I think if we come out of that, then yeah, we swipe them. Because there's no confidence. Like they're on their knees, but I'm not confident. Like we'll beat them, but it's not going to be like a walkover.
Yeah, it's hard really, like going to this game, I just don't feel anything. And it sounds bad, but like I don't know how to feel because we've obviously when we played Southampton, we did come back. That was good. Obviously 3 points is what we really needed, but we've showed that fight. But Man City, I didn't really expect us to like beat them convincingly, but there was nothing there. They didn't really look like hungry for like trying. There was no effort, and like I understand Man City is a difficult game, but I think a lot of us would have felt okay if we put a good performance in. We did well because we could have gone. You know, we didn't win, but the boys tried. But it didn't feel like that. So I guess when we're in Chelsea, if we don't win, I honestly think I'll just hide because that would be so embarrassing. But the thing is, though, it's at the Emirates as well. So part of me is like, you know, the fans have been amazing this season. That'll probably help them because the fans, like, the team really need us right now. But Chelsea are just so bad. Like, we can't lose to them. And I just want to ask you about that. Do you think you'd make any changes for the game? And maybe, I think, you know, people have said about Reiss Nelson, you know, when he's came on, Reiss Nelson, he's actually done really good. He's brought this energy that we need. Would you make any changes maybe in midfield or any changes at all for the game?
For me, like, Tierney, I've been pushing it for maybe a month now. Tierney. People ridicule me for defending Tierney. Arsenal fans, I'm like, brother, how are you ridiculing me for defending one of our players, like, and wanting our player to play? Because for me, like, Zinchenko, the Liverpool game, he cost us. Like, people can say, oh, don't finger point and rare tear, but when you actually delve into the situation and look at the reason why we lost that game was because the way he defended against Trent. That's why we lost that game. If he stops that cross, that goal doesn't happen. If Tierney's on, that cross doesn't happen. Tierney's one of the best, like, one-on-one defenders. It's very hard to get change out of him. If you're to get past Tierney, you have to put him in a spliff. It's just not just like Zinchenko, you kick and run and you're gone. Like the Southampton game, the second goal, he's nowhere to be seen. He's running into the midfield instead of actually looking and seeing Walcott run into his position. The third goal, the ball comes in from the corner. He watches the ball like this. And then the player's right behind him. Boom, 3-1. And for me, like, these are droppable offenses. Because I see Arteta drop other players. I see when other players are having a bad game, he'll substitute them. But I don't see that with Zinchenko. Like, I get the whole Zinchenko is like a big part of how we play because the way he inverts and adds extra body into the midfield. But if he's hurting us defensively and he's in the team as a left back and it's costing us now, like we're in second, like Man City have been top for 14 days in this whole season, 14 days, like, and we're second now. You get me? Like, you have to make changes. He's got that. That's why I say he's got like a little bit of Wenger in him with the stubbornness, the loyalty to a player. Like Trossard gets player of the month in March and doesn't start one game in April. That will only happen in Arsenal Football Club, where the player of the previous month doesn't start one game in the next month. And I'm there like, bro, what are you doing? Like,
yeah, it doesn't make sense, really, does it?
It doesn't make sense at all. Like, changes need to be made. People need to be dropped. Zinchenko, he needs to be dropped. I want to see Tierney in at left back. The midfield, you keep it as it is. The front line as well. I want to see Trossard. You understand? Like, Saka looks tired. Like, tired. Like, I remember earlier in the season, I'm shouting at the TV because I'm like, Arteta, bring him off, man. Bring him off. We're 3-0, 4-0 up. Why is Saka still on in the 80th minute? We're 4-0 up. Why is he still on? Oh, troops are being negative. You're looking for something to moan at. I'm like, bro, as we get further in the season, all these unnecessary 10, 15 minutes where we can pull him off, that's going to add up when we get to the running. His legs are going to, you understand? His tiredness is going to kick in.
Yeah.
Might not kick in now, but in the long run, you have to think in the long run, like, look at Pep. When he's 4-0 up, he's bringing off Haaland. He's bringing off De Bruyne. He's bringing off all these men because he knows you lot are what's going to get me to where I want to be. Saka is a person to get us where we want to be. So you protect him. And I don't see no protection. And when you even have form players like Trossard there, sitting on the bench, can't get a look in, and then you're seeing clowns like Fabio Vieira start, you got, like, I do not understand the thought process. You signed Jorginho in January, but then you're starting Fabio Vieira over him, who you signed in the summer, who's only had one good game, which was the Brentford game. That's the only good game he's had. I don't understand the thought process. Like.
Yeah, I think it's hard, isn't it? I always feel like it's hard to criticize the manager because people think you're being negative and like they come on you. And I'm like, I'm just saying how I feel. It's hard because I think for me with Arteta, I think from the start when he came, I was excited for him because I think we just needed, Unai Emery just needed to move on. It just wasn't working. So yeah, I was happy for Arteta to come, but I think we've come a long way, but I think there are things that I don't agree with. I would say Arteta maybe overthinks things and maybe is a bit stubborn at times. Like, say with Vieira, okay, you're going to play him, that's fine, give him an opportunity. But I think when it was the second half, you maybe should have changed it then. Because, like, I think Vieira got a few opportunities and I just thought in my head, Trossard probably would have scored them, or, like, Jorginho could come on.
Even Smith Rowe, he's not getting looking. Like, what's happened to Emil?
I know, I don't get that. Obviously, he was injured, but I think Arteta, I think it might have been the City game, he put him on, but
it was, for me, that was like a mercy because it's like you're 4-1 down. Okay, cool. Let's throw on Smith Rowe with 20 minutes to go. But then when we're 3-2 down at Emirates, you're not bringing him on. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Like,
I don't know if this is me in my head thinking this, but I don't know if it's like he's run out of ideas, so he's just putting Smith Rowe on to see what he can do. But I think Smith Rowe deserves more of an opportunity, and I do want to change things up against Chelsea because
what would you do?
I think this team's tired. I think it's coming to the end, and I would definitely change it. I don't think I'd make too many changes because I guess if you make too many changes, it's quite difficult for the team. But I agree with you with Tierney because I was watching a podcast the other day about a Man City fan talking about Zinchenko, and he was saying how Zinchenko, if he makes a mistake, it's like in his head, he overthinks it, and that's why
he's over emotional.
Yeah, so when he's playing and he made safe against Liverpool when that cross went through, that's probably affected him a lot in that game.
Because you saw on the bench when he went to the bench, he's there crying.
And I love that he's very passionate, but I think like
get the better of
you. This team being too emotional, and I think with Tierney, like, I think he deserves a chance, and for me, I definitely wouldn't want him to go in the summer. But I also understand if he did because
he should be. He's good enough to be starting week in, week out.
Yeah, I think he should get more minutes, but like that's not me being rude to Zinchenko because Zinchenko is a great player, but sometimes he can be a bit too emotional, and it does affect his team. And this team's very young, and we need players to keep their cool and keep their head. And I just think like Tierney should play, but I don't think Arteta would do that. I think he might have his favourites. Arteta. I think he likes certain players. Like say with Arsene Wenger, he's very loyal to certain players. Probably that he likes to keep in the side. But for me, we need to change it up because I think we're very tired. I think we can't afford to lose this game. I honestly don't know what to do if we lose it, but I feel like we can get something out of it. I would not take a point either, though, to be honest, because Chelsea can't score at all and they're terrible. And I think we need to win this. But I did want to sort of ask you, though, about the season as well, because last season we were so close to top 4 and then we missed out. And this season it's sort of the same. Do you think that's to do with like a lack of experience in his team, or do you think it's because like Arteta, you know, he has a bit of experience with Pep, but this is sort of his first big job? Do you think it's to do with Arteta, or do you think it's just a lack of experience?
I think it's a bit of both. Arteta's still learning his trade. I think he's in his 4th season with us now, but he hasn't been in none of these scenarios. It's different to be in that scenario when you're a coach, because you don't have to think about everything 24/7. Pep's thinking 24/7. When he goes home, he's eating his dinner, he's thinking about formations. He goes toilet, he's thinking about formations. He's everywhere thinking about formations. It's constant. He's in the shower, he's thinking about formations. Arteta, it's just comes to work as the coach. Boom, this is what you got to do. Do this, do that. Watch him. What's he doing? Okay, cool. Now he's got like more of control of it. So I do think inexperience has cost us. The team as well. The team's young. The team ain't really won nothing. So even them as well. But they're gonna get better next season. I don't know if we can win the league next season, but I know that we will be there competing because it's a young team. They're only gonna get better. Everyone looks like they're signing contracts. So that's good to see as well, that we're going to keep the core together as well. But I would say inexperience from the players and the manager has probably cost us in both run-ins.
Yeah. I think last season, I think this season we have a bit more experience, but I guess with injuries last season with Tierney, I think maybe if Tierney wasn't injured, we possibly could have got top 4. But I guess the season with Saliba, I don't think we would have beaten City if we had Saliba. I just think we would have played better and maybe had more of a chance. I think I just think he's been a big blow. Do you think he's like had a big impact on why we've conceded a lot of goals? Because I think we wouldn't concede this much if he was playing.
He brings a cool effect. He's calm. He's not erratic. Like for me, there's certain time where he's too calm. I'm like, yo, brother, clear the ball, blood. Like he's there doing Cruyff terms. I'm like, yo, big man, yo, go long. Yeah, like... And then he's just Rolls Royce with it. Whoop, whoop. Hey, don't worry, guys, I got this. And I'm like, all right, cool, but blood, yo, you're doing this in the own box, blood. Just go long certain time. You understand? So I do think that has had an effect. He's a leader as well. Like when you go to games and you look at the back 4, he's always talking, he's always commanding, he's always pushing the line up. He's the one that's kind of orchestrating things. So I do think he has been a big miss. You can see even down to that Ramsdale, he's been kind of shaky. When you have like a settled centre-back pairing in front of you, when that breaks, that will even affect the goalkeeper as well. Because there was times when our goalkeepers were all over the place. And that's because the centre-back pairing was chopping and changing. You had Mustafi and fucking Socrates in there. Then you'd have Luiz and Mustafi. Then you'd have Luiz and Socrates. It was just constant. You never had a settled back centre-back pairing. So Czech would always be moving suspect. The only man that really came in and actually done his thing and wasn't suspect because Leno was suspect was Emi Martinez. He was the only one that came in and it was boom, because when he came into that was a settled back 5. We had that back 5 was settled. Tierney, Ainsley, then you had Luiz and them in the middle doing their thing. So I think, yeah, Saliba cost us big time. And that shows that we should have gone out in the market. And that's why I said in January, like I was like, yo, we needed a bit more, man. Not just Jorginho and Trossard. We needed more because Tomiyasu, his injuries haven't been great since last season. He's missed majority of this season, even though Benny Blanco's been outstanding. There's times when now, where Saliba's missing, Tomiyasu or Benny Blanco could have played at centre-back. And then one of them can play at right-back. You understand? Like, even decisions like letting Ainsley go. And
I liked him, actually.
Yeah, and not bringing in like a replacement. Like you let all the right-backs go. Like, I was happy to see Cedric go, but you let Cedric go. You let Ainsley go. There's no more right-backs. We've got 2 left-backs, and then we got 1, and then Tomiyasu injured.
I love Tomiyasu, but he does get injured so much. Like, you can't rely on him to play all the time. That's the problem we have. I think he's a great player, and I really love him, but I just think in the summer we do need to bring a lot of players in.
What would you? Where would you bring in? Because for me, it would be I'd bring in a right-back. I'd bring in like a Rice, and I'd bring in. So I'd bring in a right-back, Rice and Tony. They would be. Because for me, Tony, he fits exactly what we do. He can play. He can interchange in the front three. He's a fantastic goal scoring record, fantastic penalty taker, and he's a shithouse. He's like Ramsdale. He's a shithouse, and I love them kind of players. Like I'm from an era. I'm from an era where half the team was shithouses. So it's like, when I see them, I'm like, yeah, give it to them. Go on, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm all for it. So
I think it's good to have those type of players on our team, because I think in recent years there's been like a softness to the Arsenal team.
Yep.
And to have, I think Ben White's a bit like that as well.
Yeah, he's another one.
I love that about him, because we need that in our team. I think we definitely need to bring a striker. I think Eddie's helped us this season. He scored important goals, but I don't think he's the type of player to score over 20 goals in the season. And also, we love Champions League football as well, so we need to balance them both out. I like Jude Bellingham, but I just know he couldn't. I don't see that. I just don't see it happening. I really like Declan Rice as well. I just think I've always admired him, like, I guess for England as well. When I've watched him, I just thought he'd work really well at Arsenal. Yeah, I think for me, probably it sort of depends on which players we get rid of. And I think Xhaka, I don't think he would be here. I think next season he'll be here, but I don't know what he'll do after that. It sort of depends on what we do, because if Tierney goes, we'll have to bring in like a left back, won't we? But for you, which players do you see going in the summer?
So you got to pick out of Balogun and Nketiah. For me, Balogun stays. So Nketiah,
he's done really well, actually. I love him.
Yeah, so Nketiah. You can keep El Neni because he don't really care. He'll sit there and be a bench man.
He's happy just being on the bench.
He's just happy to flip in, have a contract with Arsenal. You get me? So he's fine. He can do
he's on for like a minute. He's not bothered. He's just happy.
He don't care. He's just he's just happy to be a part of it. So that you can keep El Neni, but like Lokonga, he's got to go. Lokonga's got to go. Holden's got to go. Who else? If I don't know if we loaned Cedric or we sold him, but if he's still on the books,
I don't know.
He's got to go. You know what? Let me look at the squad, and then I will, because he's cut down the squad a lot.
Yeah,
like, he's got rid of a lot of the shit he has actually got out of the club. But all right, so Jesus stays, Ramsdale stays. I'd keep Tierney, I'd keep White, I'd keep Partey, I'd keep Gabriel, keep Saka, keep Odegaard, keep Smith Rowe, keep Martinelli, keep Saliba, get rid of Nketiah, get rid of Holden, get rid of Cedric, get rid of Fabio Vieira, get rid of Lokonga. Marquinhos can get a loan. Reece I'd keep. He can go on the bench. That Hein guy, he can go because we got Turner. So Xhaka's Only way I get rid of Xhaka is if we get Casado and Rice. Then I can say, all right, Xhaka can go. But until then, I'd keep him.
It's hard on Xhaka because I don't know if he said this, but I think he said he wants to win something at Arsenal before he goes. And I thought this season was that perfect opportunity for him to win something. And I think he deserves to win at Arsenal. He's turned it around. But like you said, next season, obviously Man United have gone better. They're in like a transition. Newcastle will probably maybe challenge. Man City up there. It's going to be hard next season. So that's why it's frustrating the season, because it was like, opportunity. But yeah, I think like we do need to get rid of a few players, but I do think we need to bring a lot more in because, well, there's so many competitions and we've not won like the FA Cup for like a few years, so we've got so many competitions. And for me, when I look to the Champions League, I just don't want to get battered like we used to. Like for me, growing up recent years under Wenger, it was really painful to watch. It was quite sad to watch, actually, how we get battered like 7-2, 8-2, whatever it was. Like it just
10-2.
Arsenal. Yeah, I just actually at that point I just felt sad for Wenger, sad for the cup. It's just painful.
People will say, it's a privilege to watch your team live. No, I do not feel privileged. Our last two Champions League games were 5-1 against us. I do not feel privileged to have been in the ground. I do fuck that. I'd rather have been at home, and then when the game done, I just literally bang under my quilt. I had to get on a plane and bear things. Nah, it was stress. Oh mate, that Germany one. Oh my god. And it took me like 15 minutes to get in the ground. I missed the first goal. I'm actually walking into the I'm walking up the stairs and I hear the stadium erupt. I'm like, brother, you're telling me we're 1-0 down already, bro? You taking the piss? Then I get into the away end, because the Bayern Munich stadium's crazy. You actually walk through the home section in the ground, and then you go up to the away end. So as I'm walking through, I got my Arsenal thing on. They're all like, laughing at man. I'm like, yo, you man, mad blood. I knew one swear word in German. I just said, you Scheißerhead, you shithead. I said, you Scheißerhead, you eat Scheißer blood. Because I was rattled, so if I can't lie, like, got in the away end, we got the penalty. Alexis misses it, he scores. Halftime, I'm sitting there, me, Robbie, and I'm like, yo, we actually might go through in this game. Like, we got an away goal. Them time the away goal counted as 2. I was like, we've just literally got murdered in the first half and come out with 1-1 and an away goal. I said, bro, even when it went 2-1, so we were like, yeah, it's cool. 2-1, that's fine. We got the away goal. Even at 3-1, we were like, yeah, 3-1, that's cool. Just keep it here now. Don't let them score. 4-1, 5-1. I said, nah, you're done now, blood. Now you're done.
That's a joke, honestly. Do you know what really I found funny in one of the interviews? You know when we lost to Chelsea at Baku in the final, you were just silent, like I don't blame you, because sometimes, you know, when you're so angry you can't speak, you're just silent. That is like me when Arsenal like do it, and yeah, that's the thing for me. I don't want that to happen.
I don't think that will happen this time, though. I think we can. I think we'll go in there and we'll put a good account of ourselves in. I don't think we'll get slapped up this time.
Oh my god. If I do, it's hard to watch it on the TV. Like, even at the game, like, it's hard to just sit there and watch it because everyone moans at you if you leave before the end, and it's like, it's just hard to sit there and watch it. Like, even when we, like, Man City the other night, it was just hard having to watch that, and it's just really painful. And especially when people give it to you online or in person, if you're at a game. It's so hard to take it because you just want to hide, but you've just got to. And it's hard that if you do interviews after and people are just laughing at you, it's a joke.
It's not the one.
I don't know how you do it sometimes. I've watched some of your interviews and I'm like, how do you do it?
I just smoke a fat one before I go on, trust me. And it just calms me down. And that's because otherwise, oh mate,
I know it's. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. It's hard, isn't it? I mean, I couldn't do an interview after a game. Like if we lost at 8-2, like old times, I wouldn't know what to say. I'd be like, what have I just watched? But yeah, it's hard being at the ground, especially when we're losing in that way. But I always say it is a privilege to put Arsenal, but it's not really a privilege when you're getting battered 8-2. Yeah, it's painful, but I think we just need to get like quite a big squad in the summer. I think coming second as well. I think obviously we have attract players to come here without getting Champions League football, and it shows you that they just want to play for Arsenal and not for anything else. So it's good to show it's good that they've done it. Like Ramsdale, Ben White have wanted to play for the Arsenal because they love this club. But I do think we could get Declan Rice. I think, in the England squad, he gets along with Saka. I just sensed this vibe that he would come. But I just think striker-wise, I don't blame Eddie staying. I think he's done a good job, I suppose. But I just think that if we want to really challenge, and we need strikers that will score 20 goals. I mean, Jesus has been injured, which, has been a big blow. I think even when he wasn't scoring, just his movement on the ball, his link-up play was really missed. So I agree. I think we need to get a striker. It sort of depends, like you said, what, I guess, in the midfield, if Xhaka goes, then we'd have to bring in other players. But I just hope we can bring in players, hope we can finish it off. I did want to get your score predictions, though, on the game versus Chelsea. What are you thinking? Because I just don't know, honestly.
I think they'll score. Like, I honestly think they'll score. Like, I said to Lewis, bro, you're going to score. He's like, nah, we're not going to score. The only way we're scoring is if it's a penalty or a deflected shot. And I was like, bro, there's a chance you could get a penalty, and there's definitely a chance you could get a deflected shot. So you definitely are scoring. But I think we will win. I think we will bounce back. But I don't think it'll be a walkover. Yesterday I was kind of going with 2-1, but when I started getting into the previews and whatnot, I'm thinking 3-1. 3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah, it's hard to predict, really, because we've not done well. But then Chelsea, I don't even remember the last time they won a game. So it's like,
yeah, because I think I think Lampard has lost all his games as Chelsea manager. I think he's got 2 more games, and then he's lost. Yeah, so I think they've lost 5 in. I had a mad stat last week, yeah, but I think I deleted it. It was like they've lost like 5 of their last games, and they ain't scored in like 6 or something. So it's like they're going through it right now. But it's a London derby, innit? So that's why there's always goals on both sides.
Yeah, because I remember when we were sat in 15th place or something, and we hadn't won in ages, and then we won 3-1.
Yeah, we beat them 3-1, innit?
Yeah, no one.
That's when Saka scored that mad goal.
Oh, that game was brilliant. Yeah. But Chelsea are literally currently 12th, which is just mad. Like, I personally am enjoying Chelsea.
They're 11 on points with Bournemouth, no?
Yeah.
Hey! It's mad. It is mad.
Do you know what, though? I love it. I've got a lot of Chelsea friends on Twitter, and I respect them and everything, but do you know the amount of shit we've had to put up with?
Especially from them.
Having to see them win the Champions League was honestly so painful. So
with that shit team they had as well, that was like the team when they won it in 2012. It was an old team, but it was still like Drogba, Lampard, Ivanovic. There was still like Essien. There were still people kind of like in there that were like certified. When they won it with Mason, Bummy Mount, and all these man, I said, nah, you're taking the piss, blood. You're taking the piss, mate.
I know. The only time I wanted Man City to win a game,
the one time, yeah. Trust me. And then they couldn't even do it. Frauds.
Do you know what?
But now they're gonna do it.
That was painful because everyone was talking about is London blue, and in my head, I'm like, oh, it was so painful because in recent years they've won more than us, like Champions League titles. So I'm happy to see them down there.
This is the real Chelsea.
Yeah.
This is the Chelsea that you lot don't know because you lot are too young. Like, this is the Chelsea that I grew up watching, like getting smacked up every week, club getting sold for £1. That's Chelsea.
Do you know what though? For me, growing up, I started
Chelsea were one of the best, didn't it, when you was growing?
Yeah, I started watching Arsenal actually during like 2014, right? And Chelsea had like Fabregas, which honestly broke my heart. And they would win the league so many times. So it feels nice knowing that they're down there. And I would just love them to get relegated, but I just know they'd have enough to stay up. Which
they're lucky that there's 3 shitter teams in them this season. That's what's saving them. Trust me.
Yeah, the thing is for Chelsea, right? I just don't see when you will next win a game because they're just so terrible. And with Frank Lampard, like, I don't get why they've brought him in because the time when he came to Chelsea and was the manager, it didn't work out. And him coming back now and it hasn't worked out again. Like, I think they're a mess as a club. And do you know what the problem is? If we lose to them or if we draw, I just don't know where we would go from here.
I'd fear for second place if we lose to them, because the momentum that Newcastle have right now, we could go up to St James's Park and get slapped up there.
Oh, do you know what though? I don't want them to do a Spurs on us. I would hate to get slapped by Newcastle. I'd feel
I don't think we haven't really got slapped this year. The only time we got slapped was against City. Like, we haven't taken a beat down this year. So if City can't give us that kind of beating, I don't think Newcastle, even though like the atmosphere up there, fucking hell, it's different. It is different up there. It's not like the Etihad, boy. The Etihad, you can hear flipping, you can hear a pin drop there. But them Magpies, boy, when they start flapping and start shitting all over you, you know what time it is.
That's why I'm worried about the game, because of like the atmosphere, and it's gonna be tough. It's really hard. I think it depends how we play against Chelsea, because if we play well, find our confidence, then I guess we can. But yeah, it's tough as well. I want us to just end the season on a high, and I don't think we'll catch Man City. I think Man City are just different gravy. Like, they're just above everyone else, and perhaps with Man City, we're just a bit behind them now. Because it's hard. Like, if in my head, if we would have beaten West Ham, Southampton, just think where we would be now. But because we haven't, it's a hard one to take. And you know, for me, I've never witnessed Arsenal win the league, and I really thought this was the season. And it's not, and I'm just
because there's moments in the season when you think, and like the Villa game and the Bournemouth game, I thought, this is it, we're gonna do it, because I've seen us do it in previous years, and these moments have happened, and I'm like, yo, all right, cool, we're actually on it. But then the way we capitulated in the last 4 games is just mad.
Yeah, I think with our like mindset, I think it's gotten better. With the squad we have now, we've obviously improved a lot, but I just don't know why I just don't get where it's gone so wrong. Like, I think obviously Saliba has been an impact, but I guess in midfield, like, I don't know why that's going so wrong. Like, especially if you look at Partey, like, I don't know why he's like giving the ball away, and
he's getting bullied.
Yeah, I don't know why though. Like, I mean, I'm okay with a player having a bad game or two, but I don't remember the last time Partey had like a 10 out of 10.
The last, like, he was all right at Liverpool, but like since West Ham, he has been shit, to say the least. From that Declan Rice moment when he's tried to flick it and then they got the penalty from that, he's been absolutely shocking.
And now it's hard because we're so close now, and when we need him, it's just not really working out. I did sort of want to talk on like positives from the season. even though it will hurt us, you know, not winning the league and everything, what would you say, like, have you got any games in particular or any highlights of the season that you enjoyed?
Tottenham away, because we ain't beat them for a long time at their patch. So I think that was a highlight. The United game at home, that was a good one. The Nketiah last minute.
Well, that was amazing. That.
Yeah, Bournemouth because I was there and I had Trey with me as well. So that was like a
that's lovely.
That's like a father-son moment. So I'd say they were my top 3 moments, like Tottenham away, United at home, and the Bournemouth game.
I think beating Tottenham is just always amazing, but I think we've always, like, I noticed at the Emirates we can beat them, but when it's at their ground for some reason we just don't. I think for me, beating Spurs at home was just amazing. I think it was 3-1. I think Partey's goal was just incredible. It was just a beautiful goal, and because I was at the game as well.
I was gonna say, didn't you go to that one with Woodsy?
Yeah. Oh my god, that was probably the best day of my life. Yeah, it was really good though. Do you know what? It was hard. I was trying not to swear because Laura was next to me.
You're trying to keep it professional.
Yeah, I'm really bad at swearing when I watch football. I'm terrible, troops. Honestly, I can't help it.
You ain't the only one. Trust me. I let it go, man. Trust me. I got people like, there's kids. I'm like, it's a fucking stadium about this fucking kids. Furthermore, my fucking kids right next to me. The fuck do you mean? You understand? Like, Trey's like next to me. He's like, yeah, dad, it's cool, man. Don't worry, man. Like, yeah, you know the thing.
Well, like, I think people don't get it because sometimes I'll watch a game and I'll be swearing and my mum's like, stop swearing, but I just can't help it. Like, I'm so invested in the game. But yeah, when I was at that game, I was... Well, we were doing good though, so I didn't need to swear. But I think if we like lost something like 3-1, I would have just. It happens naturally though. Sometimes I actually forget I'm swearing. It's just like a normal thing. But I think the Bournemouth one as well. I think that comeback was just. I just couldn't believe it. I thought when we were 2-0 down, that was us. I really did. But yeah, I think there's been a lot of highlights of the season. I think it's obviously hard if we don't win the league because I guess people will just talk about how good Man City were because they're the champions. But I think for me, Arsenal, I think we're doing good. I think we've just got to come back stronger next season, and I think I want to see us do well in Champions League because I've just never seen us do well. In the Champions League. So, like, I don't know, like, for me, with the league, I've never known what it's like to kind of challenge for a league. So, it's been quite a bumpy road, I suppose, this season. But it's sort of, I did expect it, but I guess towards the end, I didn't expect it to be so bumpy. Like, because we're starting to struggle, I didn't expect that. I thought we would be flying right now, but it is what it is. We can't do anything about it, really, which absolutely sucks.
That's the worst thing. You just have to just take it.
I think we're used to it. I think we're used to it now, though, aren't we? Because I think we know what pain's like as an Arsenal fan.
It's the hope that kills you.
And that's why I'm trying not to... when people say, like, it's still possible that we can...
Yeah, like, it's mathematically... I'm like, yeah, it's mathematically, but realistically... Mathematically and realistically, right? We have to look at it in realism. And now that they're top, I can't see them getting moved off the top of the tree now.
I know. The thing is, like, they won't drop points. Like, they're not going to drop points. And like, if I have a bit of hope, then if we don't do it, I'll be even more hurt. So I'm just gonna. I don't know. We've just got to go with the flow and just finish second. But I think, like I said, there are positives, but but I've actually really enjoyed the stream troops, and I must say, like, if it wasn't, like, growing up, I used to watch you AFTV, and it really did inspire me to do the whole YouTube thing, and I don't really get sort of the criticism you get, to be honest. I do think you're a nice person, and I think you do love this club. So I just wanted to say a big thank you for you for taking time out of your day to chat with me. I've really, really enjoyed it.
Come on, Soph, man. I've always had time for you. You get me from early. So, you know, man, anytime you need me, I'm here for you, man.
Oh, I appreciate that. And yeah, do you want to just tell people though where they can like find you? I know you have your own channel and you do like watch alongs and the whole YouTube stuff. So do you want to let people know where they can find you?
Troops TV on YouTube. That's where you will see me causing absolute mayhem. If you want more peaceful,
you caused mayhem on the social media this week, didn't you?
Yeah, bro, I literally just told my wife to leave the room. Apparently, I'm telling her to do other things. But yeah, if you want to see the madness, you come over to YouTube, Troops TV. If you want to see more chilled family content, then over on my Instagram, Troops AFC. We keep it popping. Big up Soph every time. Love the content. You get me? Let's get this channel growing, people. Make sure you push Sophie out there. Make sure you subscribe, like the video. You know what I'm saying? Sophie's a real one. She's doing big things.
Oh, I appreciate you, Troops. And yeah, I've really enjoyed this. I could honestly talk to you all day. Like, I've really enjoyed it.
Some people can't even look at me. But you could talk to me for 51 minutes. Hey, it's mad. Some people see my face, they're like, you're just rolling. I swear down.
Honestly, I could probably speak to you for a long time, to be honest. But I think it's hard with Twitter because people will see something and then they'll make an assumption of you already when they've not even met you. That's why I always keep out of things, because I think when you've met someone, you'll know if you'll like them. So I think I always stay out of that sort of thing and don't judge really, because I think when it's online, you don't know them really, so it's hard to judge unless you've chatted with them, unless you've met them. So yeah, be kind to Troops, people, and subscribe to his channel. But yeah, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this. We've been chatting for like 15 minutes. I've put up with you for that long.
But yeah, guys, you deserve a Premier League medal for that.
Yeah, definitely. But thank you, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video when it comes out, and yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Troops. Hopefully we'll get that win against Chelsea, and I'll be happy if we win. I don't care what the result is, just win. Don't care how many goals we score. Please just win. Don't let us down. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you up very soon. Bye.